Hey everybody, how are you doing today? So today for your math activity, we're going to work in adding two-digit numbers. Now, have you ever wondered how can you do that? Imagine you have two-digit numbers and you want to put them together. What can you do? Well, these are some of the materials that you can have around for this activity. You can have a bunch of sticks just like this. You can have toothpicks, or you can have straws, or these wooden sticks that I found at the store. And also, it's a good idea to have around some rubber bands. With 3 or 4 you will do. And your 100th chart or a ruler, this can work for you. Also, your number bond and your tens and ones charts. You have one prettier than mine at home. But if you don't, then you can do the same as I just did. Also, it's a good idea to have around from now on some Legos. Now, you can have 10 just like that in any color you have. And make sets of 10. Okay, here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I made patterns, but you can have them with the colors that you want. Just make sure you have 10 and 10. I also have this one too, okay? So you will also be needing your prime book. Make sure you have the 1B and your pencil, and as always, your eraser, just in case. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, so imagine you have a given addition to solve. We have 25 plus 4 equals 2. Okay, we have many options here to solve it. The first one is to make groups of materials. So if you have your sticks, you can work with me. First, we're going to make 25. So I'm going to make, I think it's a 2 set of 10 and then 1, 5. Okay, so let's just do this. I'm going to make a little group in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm going to use my rubber bands for this. I have one set of 10 sticks. I will do it again because I only have 10 and I need 25. So I have 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to use another rubber band to put this together. You can practice with me, okay? So here I have 2 sets of 10, and I know that 10 and 10 are 20, right? I have 20, but I need 25. So I'm going to add 10 and 10 and 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. Okay, now that I have my 20 in here and my 5, I can add my other units that are here. 4 more. So I'm going to add 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is what I used to do, what we used to do at the beginning, right? We had a lot of materials and then we put them all together and we could find the answer. So I know that 25 plus 4, I just need to count them all. I have 10, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. And that's how easy I can solve it and write my answer, 29. There's another way you can solve this. How about this? I can go ahead and have my hundredths chart or have my ruler, okay? And I can find the big number here, that is 25. So I'm going to go ahead and here I have 25. Here it says how many times I'm going to jump forward, okay? 4 times. So let's go. Let's count on, okay? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 4 times. And this number that I got after jumping 4 times is my answer. You see? It's the same. And I think it was faster, right? Okay. So now I can write my answer here, 29. But what happens if I want to break my number? Remember that we learned how to break our numbers? We can use the number bond for this. I have my big 2-digit number that I have to break. I have 25 as my whole, and I have the units, that is a 5,
here. And how many tens? I have 20, right? So 20 and 5 together makes 25. But guess what? This is only the number, right? Not the whole sentence. So I need to add the 4 units. I cannot add them in here because these are tens, but I can do this because these are units. So if I add my 5 and my 4, together makes a 9. And if I have my 20 now, I have my 29. That is my answer, right? That was easy too. Now, there is a new way to solve this. And this is called place value. And for this, we're going to be using this little chart that you got. You have a beautiful one at home. And if you don't have these, you can make one like me. That's easy. You can use your whiteboard, or you can use the back part of your number bond as I did, or you can use a white piece of paper from your notebook or a sticky note. Okay, so now that we have it, I had ready, and please have these materials around there with you for the next activities that we're going to be having. I have sets of 10. I made 3 towers of 10 Legos. And I used a pattern so you can count easily. I also have 10 extra Legos, just like that, so I can count and add more. So these are going to be my tens, as I can see in here, tens. And these are going to be my ones, as I see here, ones, right? Because I can count from 1 to 1, and because I can count from 10 to 10. So the first thing I'm going to do, I have my tens and ones that you can see. I have my 25 plus 4. So first I'm going to make 25. 25, I need 2 sets of 10. I have my 2 tens. And how many ones? 5, you're right. So I'm going to add my 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good job. Okay. Now that I have these ones, I'm going to write them in here. I have 2 sets of 10 and 5 ones. Be very careful that use them in the correct place. Now I have my second number. How many tens do I have in here? I have no tens. But how many ones do I have? I have 4. So I'm going to add 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in my chart, I'm not going to write my 0. I don't need to do this for the tens, okay? If I'm talking about how many tens in here, I don't need to add a 0. But the ones must always have a number. So here I know my ones. There are 4 of them. So I'm going to write my 4. I am adding in here. So I'm going to add my plus sign in here and make my line at the bottom. Now, when I'm adding like place value addition, I'm going to begin by adding the ones first. Always the ones first, and then the tens. So I'm going to focus in my ones, okay? Here we go. We have 5 and 4 together. That means I'm adding my ones. How many do I have all together? This is simple for us. We know our answer is 9. Now I'm going to add the tens. I have 2 tens and no tens in the bottom part. So 2 and nothing, I have 2. And once again, I have my answer. Now, that was easy, but what happens when you have a two-digit number? I have 2 numbers and each number has 2 digits. So this is going to be as simple as it was before, and you're ready for this. So you have many options you can use. You can still use your materials as we used before by making your set of 10 and then have your 7 extra ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then having your 20. And then if you place them all together, you can just add and count all together. 10, 20, 30, and then add the ones. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, and 37. And here is your answer. That was easy, right? But we're talking about small numbers. What happens if it comes bigger and bigger numbers? Okay, let's try one more idea. How about using our 100 charts again? So we're going to start counting from 17, and we're going to count adding 10 by 10, because here we have sets of 10 with no units, right? Only 2 sets. So this is easy. We're going to find number 17 around here. Oh, here we go. And then we're going to just jump and jump and jump and jump, because every time we go down, we have 10 more, right? So here we go. We have 17 2 times, okay? 1 and 2. This happens when we add 20 to 17. You don't need to count all the way to 20 like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, 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 20, right? You can just count 10 by 10 by going down below the number. So here we go. 17, 10, and 10 is 20, and here is our answer. 37 is our answer. Now, how about we go again for a number bond in here? Oi, we need to break our number. We have 17 in here, that is my whole. And I know that 17 is made up of set of 10. We always trying to find the sets of 10. And we have 7 more. Now, we're not adding a 1-digit number. We're adding a 2-digit number. So we need to find another 2-digit number in here. And I think it's this one. So I'm going to add my 10 and my 20 together. Here we go. And I know that 10 and 20 together makes 30. And then I can just also add number 7 that I have left. And I know that 30 and 7 together is a 37. And here is our answer as well. Now, as we're doing today, we're using, I'm sorry about this, we're using our beautiful 10s and 1s chart so we can talk about our place value. And for that, we're going to be needing our beautiful chart that you have at home. Remember, if you don't have it, you can just make one yourself. And you can use your lines of 10 and your 10 extra ones, okay? Remember, this always goes to the 10s and this always goes to the 1s. Okay, so here we go. Let me put this away in here so we can keep this in mind. This is what we're looking for, and we have some room for this. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is to make my 17, okay? So for 17, I need 1 of 10 in here, 1 10, and then I need 7 1s. Right now, in the 1s, I'm going to add 7 because here it says 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's good. Okay, this is how 17 looks like. Can you see it? There you go. Now you can see the whole picture. Sorry about that. Here we go. Okay, now I'm going to make my 20 here. Remember, my 10s goes here and my 1s goes here. You can see them. Okay, so I'm going to add 20. 20 is 2 sets of 10. And then 0. I'm not going to add anything in here. It's only 20. So this is 17 and this is 20. I'm going to put them away here for just a second so you can still see them. And you can see how I write this. So my 10s, I'm going to write them in here. For 17, I have 1 set of 10s and I have 7 units. I have 7 1s. And for my 20, I have 2 sets of 10 and 0 1s. Now, these, boys and girls, this is important. We need to add always a number on the 1s, okay? We cannot leave it in blank. We need to add a number. If we have nothing in here, then we have 0, okay? We're going to add our plus sign and then our little line so we know this is going to be our result. Okay, now again, when we're talking about place value, we're adding always the ones first, okay? So here we go. We have 7 plus 0 equals to 7. That's right. It's easy, right? Okay, and here for the tens, we know that is a 110 plus 2 tens together makes, that's right, 3. And here we have our answer. We can now solve our question.
Okay, now we're going to go to our book. And in page 69, we're going to read all of us together. It says, Lesson 1, Addition and Subtraction without regrouping. You will learn to add a 1-digit number and a 2-digit number. Add 2 2-digit numbers. Subtract a 1-digit number from a 2-digit number, and also subtract a 2-digit number from a 2-digit number. So let's go one step at a time. The first one says, adding ones. Let's learn. In this first activity, we're going to add 23 and 2. This is a 2-digit number, and this is a 1-digit number. What we're going to do is to make the sets of 10 to decompose number 23. But, oh wow, there are many ways we can do to solve this, as we just did in the activities before. The first activity that we can do is we can add by counting on. So if you use your hundredths chart or your ruler, you can find number 23 and then count the amount you need to add. Let's go for this. 2 times 23, 24, and 25. And this is the number that you get. Count on from 23, 24, and 25. That's good. So we know that 23 plus 2 more, it's 25. Here is your answer. Now, in this other way to solve it, we can add using number bonds. In this situation here, we're going to decompose number 23. We're going to group it into 2 groups of 10, and then the 3 left, plus the 2 that we need to add. Like in this here, we have our 2 sets of 10, we have the 3 that makes number 23, and the 2 extras that we need to add. So now we know that 20, that is a 23, I'm sorry, that is a 20 and a 3 plus 2 equals to 25. Here it says, first add 3 and 2 together because these are 1-digit numbers. So we know that 3 and 2 together is a 5. Then we need to add those 5 to the 20 that we have, this 20 here. And we know that 5 plus 20 is 25. If we move on to the next page, page number 70, it says like this. We can add using place value. 1 stick or straw or toothpick means 1 cube or 1 Lego. 10 of this, a group of 10, means 1 line of 10 Legos. So in this example here, we have 23 represented by 2 lines of 10s and 3 units. In our charts, we're going to add how many 10s do we have? 1 and 2. We have 2 10s. How many ones do we have? 1, 2, 3, 3 10s. Now we have the 23. For the 2 that we need to add, how many 10s do we have? Nothing. We have no 10s. We only have 2 units, right? So here we're going to add number 2 in the ones part. Here we're going to add the same as the last activity. 3 and 2 together makes a 5. And then we have to add the 10s. 2 10s and no more 10s. So we only have 2 10s. And this is how we know that we have 23 plus 2 equals to 25. Now it's time for us to do. Are you ready for this? Okay. In the activity 1, it says, add 31 and 3. We can count on from 31. You can have your 100s chart and find number 31. And you're going to skip forward 3 more times. Let's go. Count on 31, 32. What comes next? What comes next? And this is your answer. This number that you got in here, you're going to write it just here. Now there is another way to solve it. You can use your number bond. Remember, 31, it's a 30 and a, how many ones do you have? Then, first, we need to add 1 and 3. So we're going to add here number 1 plus number 3. If we add the 2 ones, how many do you get? 1 and 3 together makes, and that is your answer. Then you're going to add this number that you got to the 30 that you had before. So we have this answer here plus the 30 that we had before. So now that we know that this number plus 30 equals 2, and this is your answer. When you have your answers in this page, take a picture of it and share it with your teacher. Now let's go for the next page. Now, if we go to page number 71, we have another idea. We can use place value. Now, we're going to make 31 with our Legos. We have 3 10s, we have 3 sets of 10, and we have 1 ones. Here you go, 1 in the ones. So here we're going to arrange these numbers that we have in our little chart. First, add the ones, and then add the 10s. We have number 1 in here, 1, and then we have 3 of 10s, 3. Now for number 3, we only have 3 units. We have no 10s. So we're going to add number 3 in the ones and nothing here in the 10s because we have no 10s. Now, the first thing we need to do is to add the ones, right? So we're going to have 1 plus 3. We're going to add them together. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here we have our answer. And now we're going to add the 10s. We have 3 10s, 3, and then we have no 10s, 0, right? So we have nothing. We only have 3 10s. That means the 31 plus 3 equals to, what was your answer in here? Now, in this second activity, we're going to add. Remember to line up the ones and line up the 10s. We're going to make our 10 chart in here. So here we have 10s and 1s, 10s and 1s. We're going to go to activity number 8. We have 28 plus 1. So first, we're going to add the ones. Always, always remember to go first for the ones. So we have 8 plus 1. We can use your fingers. You can use your abacus that I know some of you have. So we're going to write our answer right here. And then we're going to add the 2's. 2 plus nothing, 0. We're going to set our answer in here. Okay, that's good. This is our answer. Now, we're going to go to number B. We have 10s and 1s. Where do we start first? By the ones. If you said ones, that's right. Ones is number 1. So we're going to add 5 plus 4 and write your answer in here. And then you're going to add the 10s. 2 plus, but I have nothing here. Okay, then 2 plus 0 is, and you have your answer. Now this number that you got is your answer. Now you can do the same in this square. You have 32 plus 5. You can go ahead and practice making your tens and ones. In here, we're going to add tens. Let's learn. Add 19 and 20. Oy, oy, oy. This was my question from the beginning. We have two two-digit numbers. Okay, this is going to be easy. I have my Legos. Do you have your Legos? Let's go for it. First, I'm going to make 19. 19, I need a set of 10 and 9 extra units. And for 20, I only need 2 sets of 10. Okay, we can add by counting on 2 tens from 19. Let's go for this. Okay, I have 10 and 10 instead of 1 and 1. You see that? So I'm going to go counting by tens. I have 19 and then 29 and then 39. And that is my answer. 19 and 20, 39. That's good. Wow. How did we do that? 20 is 2 tens, as you can see in here. That means that 19 plus 20 is 39. And you can write your answer in here. We can add using the number bonds too. You can make your 19 by making a 10 and a 9. And remember, in here, we're adding the tens because this is not only a one-digit number like the ones from before. We have a two-digit number. So we need to add two-digit numbers together and have the units alone. So first, add the tens. 10 plus 20 equals to 30. Then add the 30s and 9. 30 and 9 together makes 39. And that is the same answer. You see, you can use count on and you can use the number bond. Now we can add using the place value as well. Look, here we have 19. 19 is made out of one set of 10 and 9 units, just like you see in here. You can practice with your Legos. Now here you have 20 and you have 2 sets of 10. 10 and 10 is a 20, and then nothing else. You only have 20. 2 tens and 0 ones. So here we're going to add the ones first. Every time you go to place value, you need to add the ones first. So I'm going to arrange my numbers here. 19 is, I have 1 10, and I have 9 ones, 9 ones. In here I have 2 tens, and here I have 0 ones, 0 ones. Now, in this case, it is very important for us to add number 0. Not like before, when you're missing a 10 in here, it's not important to add a 0. But when we're in the ones, it is. So you can make your 0 here because you have 0 ones. Now we're going to add the ones. Are you ready? Let's go. 9 plus 0 equals to, good job, 9. And then we're going to add the tens. 1 10 plus 2 tens that we have in here, 1 and 2, together makes 3. And here we have our answer. 19 plus 20 equals to 39. Now let's go for the last page of today. Let's do. We're going to add 2 two-digit numbers. The first one, we're going to do it together. And then I'm going to help you with the second one. And C and D, you're going to do it on your own. I think you're ready. Remember, first you add the ones and then you add the tens. So in this first activity, you have 17 plus 10. So I'm going to arrange my numbers. How many tens do I have? 1 set of 10. How many ones do I have? 7. I'm going to add them in here. Now let's go down. For number 10, how many tens do I have in number 10? 1 set of 10. And how many ones do I have in here left? 0. Now, as my boy is telling me, I'm going to start by adding the ones. 7 and 0 equals 2. Good job. If you said 7, you were totally right. Wait, there's something wrong with my pencil here. There you go. Okay, now let's add the tens. 1 plus 1 equals 2. This is easy, right? There's something wrong with my pen today. Here we go. Wait. It is not writing properly. I'm sorry. I'm going to write it here. Okay, that's your answer for here. You can do this in your notebook. I'm not allowed here. I don't know why. Okay, so we have our answer in this question. And this is what we're writing in here. Let's go for the next one. We have 25 plus 10 equals 2. Oh, yeah. Okay, we have the tens in here. We have the ones in here. So I'm going to arrange my two numbers. I have 25, 2 tens, and 5 ones. And I have 10. Okay, 1 10 and 0 ones. I'm going to add my plus sign in here and my little line so I know this is what I'm adding. So I'm going to go first with the ones. 5 plus 0 equals 2. 5. If you said 5, that's great. That's awesome. Okay, now I'm going to add the tens. 2 plus 1 equals 3. That's awesome. And now we have our answer, 35. And this is just what we are writing in here. There's something wrong with my pen in here. Oh, well, yeah, I cannot do this, but you can do that, right? You can write this number here in this place. Okay, now you're going to do on your own this one. We have 20 plus 16. How are you going to arrange them in your square? You have the tens in this row, and you have the ones in this row. Now that you have number 20 in here and number 16 in here, your plus sign and your line at the bottom, you're going to add the ones first, this one and this one, so you can get this number. And then you're going to add the tens, this one and this one, so you can get this number. And this is your answer to write in here. Now you're going to do totally on your own. 14 plus 20. How would you do it in here? When you finish with this activity, take a picture of your pages and share them with your teacher. Did you like these activities? I hope you found them useful so you could answer the pages on your book. Now remember, when you finish, take a picture of the ones that you answered and share them with your teacher. And if you have any questions, please let her know. So I hope you have fun tonight, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.